स्वं बोधमात्रं परिशुद्धतत्त्वं विज्ञाय सङ्घे नृपवच्च सैन्ये तदात्मनैवात्मनि सर्वदा स्थितो विलापय ब्रह्मणि विश्वजातम्।
ओम नमः परमर्षिभ्यो नमः परमर्षिभ्यः हरिः ओम। उपासकानां यदुपासनीयम् उपात्तवासं वटशाखिमूले तद्धावदाक्षिण्यजुषा स्वमूर्त्या जागर्तु चित्ते मम बोधरूपम् अद्राक्षम् अक्षीणदयानिधानम् आचार्यम् आद्यं वटमूलभागे मौनेन मन्दस्मितभूषितेन महर्षिलोकस्य तमोनुदन्तम् विद्राविताशेषतमोगणेन मुद्राविशेषेण मुहुर्मुनीनां निरस्यमायां दयया विधत्ते देवो महान् तत्त्वमसीति बोधम् ममाद्य देवो वटमूलवासी कृपाविशेषात् कृतसन्निधानः ओंकाररूपाम् उपदिश्य विद्याम् आविद्यगध्वान्तमपाकरोतु। सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुत्यर्थगोचरं वन्दे वाच्यार्थानामगोचरं लक्ष्यार्थवपुषं वन्दे शङ्करं देशिकं गुरुम्। अपारसच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकम् अहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनाम् सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयम्। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नाम् अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। सकलनिगमचूडास्वान्तसिद्धान्तगुह्यम् परमितम् अतिगुह्यं दर्शितं ते मयाद्य अवगतकलिदोषः कामनिर्मुक्तबुद्धिः तदतुलम् असकृत्वं भावयेदं मुमुक्षुः। हितमिदमुपदेशम् आद्रियन्ताम् विहितनिरस्तसमस्तचित्तदोषाः भवसुखविमुखाः प्रशान्तचित्ताः श्रुतिरसिका यतयो मुमुक्षवो ये संसाराध्वनितापभानुकिरणप्रोद्भूत दाहव्यथाखिन्नानां जलकाङ्क्षया मरुभुवि भ्रान्त्या परिभ्राम्यताम् अत्यासन्न सुधाम्बुधिं सुखकरं ब्रह्माद्वयं दर्शयन्ती एषा शङ्करभारती विजयते निर्वाणसन्दायिनी. So as the part of Shankara Jayanti Aradhana, we can also say Bhagavan's Aradhana. This Vivekachudamani we are continuing. For last 2 days, we saw some verses where Acharya Bhagavatpada through the book is giving us the message to awaken your inner energy. You have to depend not on anything outside. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Yajnavalkya says, he speaks about it as a law. He says, anything that you hold on to with attachment, whatever may give you so much happiness, to which you hold on to, will be taken away from you, giving you intense pain. So this is like a law, infallible law, including our own body, we know that. So you have to utilize many things in the world. With great gratitude, you have to seek the help of Shastra, Guru, Ishtadevata, Satsanga, everything. But the purpose is, you have to have that anubhuti, that experience in your heart. You have to be free from bondage. When you take some medicine, the effect must be seen. Like that, Vedanta Shastra also, the effect is freedom. And that you have to do yourself. So, various examples were given, like if the father has created some debt, son can pay that back. But bondage cannot be removed by another person. That you have to do yourself. So too, if you are keeping some weight on your head, you can seek help from another person. But if you are hungry, you have to eat. So hunger is something very, in a simple example which we can understand. Nobody can be dishonest in hunger. You cannot act like hungry. You cannot be a hypocrite in hunger. So hunger we know. Like that, this spiritual thirst, hunger, is also should be genuine. When it comes, you have to do sadhana. You have to do your spiritual practice, like japa, dhyana, shastra, vichara, everything you have to do. Some deeper fulfillment has to come from within you. So patyam aushadha seva cha kriyate yena rogina. When the rogi, the sick person, he is taking medicine and also following the, what will we say for patyam? Some similar thing in English. Diet, not simply diet, many regulations you can say. The regulations that the doctor prescribes, the physician prescribes, all that you have to do. And another example is, you see a beautiful full moon. You have to see the full moon and enjoy. Someone else has seen the moon, but you will not have that joy. Here, Chandrasekhara Bharati Swami, the great sage of Sringeri, who has given the commentary, he brings the highest jnanis there. He says, sages like Vamadeva or Shuka, they have attained realization. You can say Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi has attained real. What? Because how are you going to benefit by that? Shankaracharya has attained. What is that for you? They have attained, they have become free, and they tell you, you can also attain. If you want to be free, Bhagavan's attainment is okay, and inspiration, blessing is there, grace is there. But the jnanam has to work on you. He tells you, inquire. Go deep within you and find out who you are. People will come to Ramanashram and they will say, ashram has changed a lot. Now also, we also make the comment. So many rules, regulations, many people complain. In Bhagavan's time also people used to say like this. Then Bhagavan used to remark, attend to the work for which you came. Vandavele par. You did not come here to rectify ashram. You just came here to take this jnanam, take it and go within. Merge inside. Seek what this I is, what is the nature of this I. And know the true I, true nature of the self. That alone will do good to you. Nothing else. So, Bhagavan's realization or Ramakrishna's realization or Shankaracharya's realization, it is all this. If you want to escape, you want to be free, you have to attain it. Iha cheda vedi tatha satyam asti. The Upanishad says, you have the experience here, not in the book. You have the experience here, it is true. Na iha avetit. You have not experienced it here. Mahati vinashti. Great is the loss. So you attain it here. Here means also in this birth. Here means also you have come to Tiruvannamalai, utilize it. Here means also now. Here means ultimately in your own heart. Within you. Ulnadu ulattu olirum annamalai. As Bhagavan puts it, there is a land. You are not staying in Tiruvannamalai. You are not staying in India. You are not staying in any country. Your real country is your own heart. Ulnadu. It says the land which is within. And there shines Annamalai. So you cannot miss Arunachala wherever you go. And the true Arunachala is the effulgence of pure awareness, pure consciousness within. So that you have to jnatavyam. Anyehi avagamyate kim. Others can just give you some help from outside. But you have to plunge within and know your real nature, by which you remove ignorance, avidya. And due to avidya, desire comes, kama. And from there, karma, action. And this is pashabandha. To be free of this pashabandha, unless you employ your full attention, even if you live here for thousands of years, you will be like this. So, put all effort to be absolutely free. This is the message. And now, the next verse. Na yogena na sankhena karmana no na vidyaya brahmatmaikatva bodhena moksha siddhyati nanyatha. So many paths are there. Why not go through that path? Yoga. Yoga means, many people, what do they understand by yoga? It means, generally people understand Hatha Yoga. And yoga also as chittavritti nirodha, quietening the mind. It's a good path. Everybody needs that. We are not denying that. When you come to Ramanashram, sit in Bhagavan's Samadhi, suddenly the mind becomes very quiet, or you are in the presence of a realized sage or a yogi. Mind becomes very quiet. You get a glimpse of what is waiting for you within. The problem with this state is, you come out of the hall, it is gone. You go away from satsang, it is gone. This Bhagavan calls, it is like putting a bird inside the cage. You open the cage, the bird flies away. See, one thing we have to know. Yoga, the definition for yoga, which Patanjali gives two definitions. One is chittavritti nirodha. Quietening the thoughts. Cessation of thoughts. The second definition is tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthan. A little more deeper he goes and he says, when the mind becomes still, then there is a seer inside who is seeing every thought, who illumines even the quietude. What happens to him? He abides in his own glory, in his own real nature. This is jnanam. This state, see, chittavritti nirodha one side, purushakhyati. Sankhya also says purushakhyati, means becoming aware of the purusha, the pure awareness, the self. One becomes aware of the real nature of the I and abides there. If this is yoga, this is what we are seeking. And yoga is absolutely necessary. Whether you go by bhakti, whether you go by jnanam, whether you go by karma, whatever may be the path. Karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, raja yoga. Everywhere it results in yoga. Means that yoga is something which you can experience. No unnecessary, because thoughts itself, the mind itself is a wrong note, apashruti we call it. You have not tuned yourself in a right way. It is a reaction to something happening in front. It is a reaction to the drishyam, the scene, the world, the other. And who is reacting? I. I here and some you there. So this is chittavritti, mind. You can quieten the mind by some method like do japa. Needed, necessary. It helps you. Or you listen to something and the mind becomes quiet. Some method you use, upaya. Upaya means method. The mind becomes quiet, but the moment you remove the upaya, the mind again starts active. This is what many sadhakas they feel even after striving for years. When Buddha Bhikshu Amarashri was talking, we were discussing about Buddha's life. There he also found this. He went to many teachers and tried that. There also he found the mind attains great samadhi, but again becomes active. And when it becomes active, the former ignorance again becomes visible. So that is not enough. Bhagavan generally says sahaja nirvikalpa. Means you are active, you are aware of the world, your prarabdha is happening, but no sign of ignorance in you. There is no time when you are unaware of the truth. There is no time when you give reality to this I, ego, ajnana. It is completely removed. So no place for vasana. Bhagavan gives an example. It is like the former photography film plate exposed to sunlight. No more you can develop it. So this is jnanam. So jnani yoga sthiti is natural. That is the sign of jnana. If yoga is through some other method, it is only sadhana. We are not denying it. It is a pre-help. A help which it gives you that help. Upasana is yoga. Yoga is upasana. Without jnanam, it is upasana. That is also needed. That is why generally in spiritual life, when sadhakas come, those who have come in tradition, they will initiate them with some mantra, some upasana, because you need some kind of higher kind of joy. Otherwise, spiritual life you cannot take, however intellectually you are convinced, without that ethereal joy, you cannot continue this spiritual life. So, something which is very much needed, you come to satsanga, after satsanga or going to temple, you get some sweet, some prasadam. So the chitta prasadam also needed, spiritual life, to continue the spiritual life. Okay, I will have more births, I will take janma. Doesn't matter, provided I can have some kind of joy, some kind of higher joy. So Ramakrishna puts it in a beautiful way. He says, Brahmananda is the highest. But the person should be qualified to that extent. So if not, at least have bhajanananda, the bliss of spiritual practice, sadhana, bhajana, bhakti. You can have that joy. Don't go to vishayananda, sensual pleasures. That will take you downward. So you can have bhajanananda, which will keep you going in spiritual life, a higher kind of sattvic joy. You get a higher kind of pleasure in spiritual life. In deep sleep also you get a higher kind of pleasure. Talks with Ramana Maharshi, I don't know, Bhagavan used that language, but it is there in talks. There Bhagavan says, it is impersonal pleasure. The I is not there, but who is enjoying that pleasure? The pleasure is there as your own very nature. That is why, to get a glimpse of that impersonal pleasure, you have to do some exploring. Not simply in satsang alone. When you go to sleep, sometimes in between sleep you wake up, you just try to explore within what is that state from where I have woken up. Sometimes you wake up from very deep sleep. Just question, what is that something which is very deep? No I, no body, no world, nothing. You'll get a glimpse of it. So that yoga as upasana, as meditation is needed. Sometimes, people make spiritual life so dry. Say, you don't need samadhi, you don't need meditation, you don't need japa, you don't need yoga. Then what? What is spiritual life? All this, when you go to great sages, you find that they have everything with them. Bhakti, yoga, karma, jnanam, everything. So that is needed. But you want to be absolutely free. You cannot attain that without real knowledge, jnanam, of your own real nature. Na yogena. Yoga is one dimension of it, but yoga alone will not take you there. Na sankhya. Sankhya means prakriti purusha vivechana. We will not understand sankhya as a philosophy unless you study, but in sadhana you do it, like becoming witness, watchful. Thoughts are arising, become watchful. Every thought you observe. This is Sankhya. Sankhya is this duality is there. The observer and the observed is there. It is actually very strenuous because these two, unless you swallow these two, complete relaxation is not there. But you are observing. You are the witness and something is there to witness. This is as sadhana good. See, sometimes you become angry. Look at your anger. Very beautiful sadhana. You have to do that. If somebody makes you angry, and so much of anger arises, that is the right moment to meditate. Anger meditation. You sit and look at the anger, that which arises within you. Not only anger, any kind of feeling, fear. When fear arises, look at fear. The moment you look at fear, you are not fear. You are becoming intensely aware of fear. Looking at that. No? You stay with that looking. You stay with that awareness. You will find that anger or any emotion, it will just explode inside. No, very difficult, to do this watchfulness when you are absolutely bored. Boredom is tamasic energy. And you are bored, perhaps now. So, I am talking something, doesn't matter. You are looking at your boredom. In fact, you are boring your boredom. Like they drill the bore well. Right? You are boring your boredom. It's very difficult because it's tamasic energy. Anger, there is element of rajas. So, the energy is visible. Throb is there. But boredom is not something like that. It just completely swallows you. The tamas is so much, dullness is so much. Then also the power to stand back. Purusha has that power. To stand behind. And look at that, look at that, look at that. Enjoy boredom. Stay with that boredom. Don't try to change boredom. Then you will find that boredom, that state of dullness, that state of no joy will reveal to you something very profound, deeply fulfilling. This method is Sankhya. This in Gita also Krishna says, Guna guneshu vartanta iti matva na sajjati. Somebody is telling something, instigating you, infuriating you, and anger arises. You will look at that person and your anger also. One Swami said, one disciple went to one Swami and said, someone is constantly insulting me, making me angry. What should I do? He said, you have to be watchful, Sakshi. Then he said, no, my mind is reacting. So much anger is coming inside me. I am not able to keep quiet, peaceful. Let the mind react. You are not the mind. And you know what that Swami said? Some street dog is barking. You have your dog inside your house. It is also barking at the street dog. What will you do? Will you bark? You will just take a seat in your easy chair and look at both dogs. The outside dog is also barking. The inside dog also barking. And don't be dog. Become God. God means you are watching only. Not identifying either with the inner dog or with the outer dog. Become a Sakshi. This is Sankhya. Philosophically, Sankhya has so many other things like 24 Tattvas, Purusha, Prakriti, Vivekachana. These are all there. But experientially, this Sankhya Siddhanta is this becoming witness. This is a sadhana, it is that. But Shankaracharya here says that also is not complete. Because in deep sleep you experience no sakshihood, no witnesshood, no two. So till you attain that oneness, where the observer and the observed are not there, this vikalpa is not there. And you go on doing some karma. Sometimes, spiritually you fail. Swami Ramanacharanatirtha said something very remarkable. He said, philanthropy is the outcome of inner spiritual failure. When the person fails inwardly to meditate, he decides, do good to the world. And you will have all justifications. So then you find something substitute for spirituality, and you will also say, one who meditates is very selfish. He is only concerned about himself. All this philosophy will come there. So because, see, doing good or doing good action, karma, it is all good. But it will not give you jnanam. If you are seeking jnanam, you need that, jnana vichara. So, na karmana, or by Vedic karma also, rituals, that also will not give you jnanam. And some other upasana, vidya also means upasana. Here, no na vidyaya. Some, you meditate on Shiva, you meditate on Vishnu, you meditate on all devas. Okay, you will have the vision of that deva, you will have the vision of that. It will help you to, the mind to become pure, but that is also not. Brahmatmaikatva vijnanam, Brahmatmaikatva bodhena, mokshaha siddhyati nanyatha. When you know that your Atma is Brahma, Hridaya kuhara madhye kevalam Brahma matram, hyahamaham iti sakshad Atma rupena bhati. That which is shining within me as I. It is the infinite, it is the whole, it is the limitless. It is divine. Till you recognize that Purnatva in your own beingness, in your own real nature, you will not attain absolute freedom, complete freedom. The moment you recognize that, your jnanam is nityam, stable. All other thing, when you do that, it will be there. You take it, it will be gone. So, pok varavu illa. We need that jnanam which does not come and go. Jnanam which is stable, which completely removes your suffering, misery due to ignorance. So, that jnanam is needed. So, here it's all just like preparatory verses. Veenaya rupa saundaryam Tantri vadana saushthavam Prajaranjana matram tat Na samrajyaya kalpate. One person plays veena, good musician. He goes and performs a concert in front of a big king. In that sabha, he might get presentation award. People will enjoy. He might get some Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, some Nobel Prize, something. But the king will not give him the empire because he is playing veena. See, this is two things. This is Ranjana, mental joy. So too, all our bhakti, all our spiritual entertainments like bhajana, nama sankirtana, everything is needed. Upasana, puja, everything is needed. But their purpose is not jnanam. Na samrajyaya kalpade. Unless you do atma vicharam, you will not attain jnana. You can do all this. But one day you have to do Atma Vicharam. The commentator of Vivekachudamani, Chandrasekhara Bharati Swami, regarding this matter, one of his disciples asked him, Swami, you insist that we should do puja. But we know that the sadhana is not outer puja, it is Atma Vichara. So if we are going on doing puja, when are we going to do Atma Vichara? Swami said, why not do Atma Vichara while doing puja? You can do puja, the body is doing puja, be centered within. Especially when you are doing puja, see, these outer rituals are all in a way helpful. It is very difficult to do Atma Vichara when you are in an office looking at accounts in computer. People say that difficulty because you should be very attentive. You should think about business. But while doing puja, it is much easier. Outwardly you are doing this, but inwardly, so cooking, very easy. You know every day how to do. You are doing that. Inwardly have that Atma Vichara. Bhagavan gave this Upadesha to Shantama, who was the chief cook in ashram. Bhagavan said, remain in the self and do the work. She asked Bhagavan, I am doing cooking, when will I do self-enquiry? Bhagavan said, let the body do cooking. You abide in your real nature. Don't leave the hold on yourself. Let the body cook. Let the body work. So there it is much, much easier. It is very simple. So whatever. So you have to do Atma Vichara to attain Jnanam. All other things, our purpose is different. Like playing veena. A person is a good musician, he will not attain enlightenment by that. That is some kind of higher pleasure is there inside it. Sometimes you get trained by the science of music. Others will get pleasure. You will not have it. No, because you have a kind of certain note. You can artificially also create. Others can enjoy. But you will be thinking, after this, what will I get? All siddhis are like that. All occult powers are like that. Others can enjoy, but the person who is displaying these siddhis, he will not get joy. So the true joy for you comes from self-realization. This is the thing that... So Shastra Jnana is also like that. That is what Shankaracharya is going to tell now. All the Shastra Jnana, Shastra is there to give you this knowledge. You should be very much aware of it. People go to study Shastras just for the sake of studying, becoming a scholar. Many great scholars, they have told, why did they study Vedanta? Because my father told me you study Vedanta. So I studied. And did you attain Jnanam? No. I have not attained Jnanam. I know every text. I can teach you. Sometimes such scholars come and teach students, even in mutts, I know one ashrama where there were 4 or 5 brahmacharis who were taught by a great shastrigal, a scholar. And he had gained various awards from, in those days, from kings. and some very rich landlords, they all have given him award. So he will be wearing all his fingers gold rings with diamond. And he was teaching Vedanta. And to the brahmacharis, brahmacharis means youngsters, they will be very mischievous. So he will tell Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. He will tell like this, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. And these brahmacharis, they will say, Jagat is Mithya, the world is unreal, but the gold ring is real. The gold ring that Shastri is wearing is real. So, their Shastra Jnana is not for liberation. You can see, Chat GPT is a good Shastri. Even Vedanta, you ask Chat GPT, it will give you a good answer. Better than me. And sometimes we can also think that Chat GPT is a Jivan Mukta. Because any answer it will give you. Any answer it will give you. See, modern science in a way, in a negative way, is giving you this message. That whatever you can achieve by effort, whatever you can attain by your intellectual capacity, it can do better. This is neti. No. Then you have to ask, then what is jnana? See, all this learning is going to become, we cannot say useless, but if you are not doing it in the right way, it can certainly defeat you. So, you have to get this Vedanta Jnana, certainly. See, formerly, they will take sannyasa, long for liberation, very ripe brahmacharis or grihasthas. And in those days, books were not available. The teacher will be having the teaching in his buddhi. One Upanishad means he will be having that in him. They don't read. In our Hosur ashrama, the children, they all know the Upanishads. Every day they chant the mantra and do archana to Dakshinamurti with the Upanishad. So you just ask, they will bring the Upanishad mantra. That is the way of learning, doing Parayan. So one Upanishad, only single one Upanishad, the sannyasi will listen from a master. And the tradition is, by listening from a realized soul, one Upanishad, you should attain jnana. And especially the person, if he is a monk, the Shastra says, as a seeker, na granthan bahun abhyaseta. Don't read too many books. It is not told to me. Generally it is, the rule is, one text, when you listen with your whole heart and you internalize it, do the mananam, nididhyasanam, you attain realization while listening. If you lose that chance of listening with meditativeness and you eat the knowledge so much into store in your brain like computer, that knowledge also will become a hindrance to your realization. See, this is like double-headed sword. Knowledge is needed for realization, but knowledge can obstruct your realization. Without knowledge, certainly you are not going to attain that state. But knowledge can obstruct. If you do not use it in the right way, study. Now people are experimenting. How many books I can read in one day? What are you going to do with that? When we were in school, there was one Malayalam story in which one goat, it ate one Malayalam book. And it started telling all the poetry, right from the alphabets, it started narrating stories, everything. So that is not useful. Last time also I told, one story, that one scholar, he was teaching many of his students. He was himself a good, austere person. One of his disciples asked, Swami, you have somebody who have studied Vedanta with you? He says, there he goes. He has one rat. He has eaten 2 Brahma Sutras, 4 Upanishads, Vivekachudamani, so many books he has eaten, Advaita, Siddhi, everything. So, this is not irreverence to knowledge. We need knowledge. You should be immensely respectful for this method of learning. The Shastra Jnana. But it should be like a healing process. You are not learning to display, you are not learning for anything other than liberation. You prepare, you become a field where that knowledge goes inside and becomes experience, anubhava. While listening, you have to taste. While listening, your attention should turn towards the listener. Shushrushubihi takshanat, as Bhagavatam puts it, while listening, God shines in the heart. So listening is given so much importance. While listening, he experiences Brahman in his heart. If you are listening that way, listening is the most powerful spiritual practice. And you have a glimpse of that something which is timeless, beyond space, beyond the ego sense, that vastness, that infinitude. We can say that spark of samadhi. While listening, you have a glimpse of that samadhi. Then you have that power. Smriti. We call it smriti. Smriti means the power to hold. It is not memory. It is the power to hold. You have sattva guna in your body. See, you have done all other sadhanas like bhakti, other yoga. You have sattva guna in your body. Then you are able to hold to that. Just like, you collect some dry grass and a spark of fire comes. The dry grass holds that spark and you blow it, it becomes fire. Like that. You have a spark of experience, then you go to solitude and blow it. That blowing it is nididhyasana. That is true meditation. You have a spark of spiritual gold inside you. You blow it with your attention, you pay attention to it, and that becomes your real nature. That blossoms within you as true experience. So this is the way of study. Adhyayana, adhiti. It should lead to bodha. Adhiti, bodha, acharanam, pracharanam. Adhiti, bodha, acharanam. So adhiti is this study. In this way the person has to learn the Shastra. Otherwise it will become sheer entertainment. Now, some very beautiful verses. These are all preparatory verses. Vagvaikhari shabdajhari Shastra Vyakhyan Kaushalam Vaidushyam Vidusham Tadvat Bhuktaye Natu Muktaye. Vagvaikhari. Vaikhari means words. Loud speech. Flow of loud speech. In Ramakrishna Mutt, in Kerala, in one place, one famous speaker came. And he was very well known, very famous. Even for one hour talk, you have to pay him a lot. So he came, and his talk, he starts speaking one sentence. The sentence will end after a few minutes. One sentence. If you print it, it will be about 3 pages. And in that sentence, so many poetical words, one connecting the other, like that it will be there. So, some youngsters, they were all listening. After the talk, one person told, "What a grand talk. But I could not understand anything." He said, "It was a very grand talk, but nothing went inside." So this is Vagvaikhari. Making people spellbound. Vagvaikhari, Shabdajhari. So many words. They just flow. Shastra Vyakhyana Kaushalam. The dexterity to explain Shastra in various ways. Vaidushyam, scholarliness. All these bhuktaye, vidusham, to the scholar, he will get lot of money. He can eat. He can have good food, you can have a good house, all kind of comforts, but it will not lead the person to liberation. Mukti. So Vagvaikhari, Shabdajhari, Shastra Vyakhyana Kaushalam, Vaidushyam, Vidusham Tadvat, Bhuktaye Natu Muktaye. This will not lead him to Mukti, because he has no spiritual goal. If you do not have a spiritual goal, see, that is the problem with ChatGPT or Google. Google or ChatGPT has no mumukshutva. It is able to give you all clarity by technology, and ChatGPT has no liberation. It cannot take sannyasa. It will give you this clarity also, some other thing also. How to send missile somewhere, it will tell you. How to kill somebody, that also it will give you. How to earn more money, it will give you. So it is a jada vastu. And there is no one-pointedness. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. The person who acquires so much knowledge just for the sake of entertainment is also like that. So, avijñāte, adutha shlokam, avijñāte pare tattve, shastradhitistu nishphala, vijñāte pare tattve, shastradhitistu nishphala. This verse, when you hear this verse, you will think, you can easily misunderstand this verse. Here Shankaracharya says, without knowing the highest, that Atma Tattvam, studying Shastra is useless. After knowing the self, studying Shastra is useless. Then why are we here? Because it means you do not have that spiritual goal. You do not have that prerequisites. Studying the Shastra is nishphala, useless. After attaining realization, Shastra Jnana is useless. So Shastra Jnana is useful when the person is right. And he does it in the right way from a real master with bhakti, with shraddha, with dhyanam. Shraddha, bhakti, dhyana yoga. With these three, if you listen to Atma Vidya, the knowledge of the self, from a knower, with meditative mind, you will have the same knowledge inside you. That Upanishad will enter your heart. So this is Shastra Jnana. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. Yato mamatma bhavasi tvameva tato na vachyam mama kinchidasti yathataveshtam kurumam tatheva tvam atmanatham ramanam bhaja.